Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another live stream to talk about C Stands For, which of course is the great anthology that is being produced by the Columbus Cartoon Coalition. I'm your host once again, John Orlando, and thank you for joining me here a little bit later than we anticipated. There was some wires that got crossed or whatnot, but we're here. That's the important thing. We are here and ready to talk about this great project. And joining me is a gentleman who has added his expertise and his artistic ability to this great anthology. Talking about Tony Ferrando, and let's bring Tony on up. Tony, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can't complain. We can complain a little bit, but no one's going to care. So there's no point in doing it, right?
Right.
Well, let's start off with the question I've asked every creator. How did you get involved with C3, the Columbus Cartoon Coalition?
Well, I knew that they had a presence at CXC. I think I saw them there last year, maybe probably the year before as well, which is the great, convention here in Columbus at the end of September, or maybe it trickles into the beginning of October sometimes. So yeah, I saw that they had a table there, and that kind of got that planted in my head. But really, when I started seeing their posts and things on Instagram, and they kind of had this like welcoming kind of vibe. I don't know if I'm too old to say vibe. I feel like that's
No.
a young person word. But yeah, I don't know. They seem very open and friendly, and so I started to just try to weasel my way in and participate in some things. And I'm really glad that they are here.
Yeah, and we talk about CXC. It's right here. It is this September 26th through the 29th. And Tony, just getting off track a little bit here. What does CXC mean to you?
And CXC is I think is one of the coolest things. I go every year. I take off Thursday and Friday from my job so I can go to the panels that they have. To me, it's like a celebration of comics in a way, especially more independent kind of comics, right? And local comics and things like that around Columbus. I don't know. It's a really cool thing. It's free, so I don't know why anybody doesn't go.
That's a good point. Very good point. It is free.
Right. I mean, it's crazy that it's free, honestly. If you told me it was I don't know, $100 for the weekend or something, or $50 a day, I'd be like, yeah, that's fair. No, it's awesome.
And it's a great mix of, as you said, everything. It's a great mix of local independent creators to the very, very world famous individuals come here. I mean, the spectrum of guests is large, and I guarantee that if you went down there, you'd find something that you're interested in. Absolutely, no matter what the genre is or whatever the topic is.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited to go this year. Kind of counting down the days already.
Yeah, everybody that works behind the scenes and all the corporate sponsors and everything, tip of the hat to you. Thank you very much for bringing this to Columbus. But let's get back to C3. I'd like to talk a little bit about your contribution to the C Stands For anthology. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I did a story. I called it Courage. C is for courage, essentially. It's about a little girl's cat that's about to die. I mean, but I tried to, I don't know. I think I tried to just come up with a story that I could just draw different fun things, honestly. And I feel like the story has a sort of basis on Calvin and Hobbes, and I don't think I knew that at first, but it has a kind of a Calvin and Hobbes inspiration. But yeah, I think it's just really about the cat dying, the cat named Courage, but just the little girl having memories of spending time with her cat through her eyes, through her imagination.
That made me a little bit verklempt, because being a cat dad, it's kind of like I can understand. I can feel where that would be. That might hit hard for some folks.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, we recently had a cat that passed away.
Oh, okay.
I'm also sure that informed my brain. when making the story.
Okay. All right. So let me ask, why did you decide to participate? Like, I mean, I know that Sydney and the folks at C3 put out the call some time ago. Why did you say, yeah, you know what? I need to be involved in this?
Um, there was an opportunity, right? Sydney and everybody, they make it so easy for us to participate. I just wanted to. I don't know, just it was
Okay.
there, and I just thought I should try.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to pull up here real quick. This is the Discord link for folks that are watching. If you want to join up with C3, here it is. Here's a great way to do that. All right. So you have no excuse. And I know some people might say, well, I'm not, I'm a rookie when it comes to making comics, or I'm a veteran. It doesn't matter. They don't care. All skill levels, all backgrounds, all genres are welcome at C3. And so if you're interested, here is the Discord. Jot it down, join up. As Tony said, it's got a real good vibe to it. All right, so let's first of all run down the crowdfunder campaign real quick, Tony, and then we'll talk a little bit about you and some of your projects. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, so the crowdfunder, as of right now, I haven't gotten a new total, but as of just the other day, all right, we were at that $950 mark. So every creator is going to get a $10 page rate. All right, which I know some of you that might be tuning in first time ever, you might say, what is that? Where's the tiers? Where's the stickers? Where's the digital copies? Well, that's for Kickstarter, and that's a different type of crowdfunding. We are here on Crowdfunder, and we thought that we'd do something a little bit different. So the page count is what we are looking for. Page rate, excuse me. So we are pushing to try to get to the next level, which is $1,550. And if we reach that, then every creator is going to get $15 page rate. Anything over that $1,550, everybody gets $20. And again, this is a great opportunity if you've ever wanted to be involved in the indie comic scene or in the comic scene, period. Here's a chance to help out these talented folks like Tony, like Jeremy, like Raw, like Carl, like Kelsey, like all the fine folks that have spent some time with me over the last few weeks. You can help them out because all the money's going back. All right. There's no silliness. There's no shenanigans. The money that comes in is going right back out to the creators because Tony, I'm sure you can say to everybody that's watching this that it takes a little bit of cash to get going when you're doing indie comics.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly takes time as well.
Yeah, it does. Right. Those are probably the two biggest, I guess negatives, if you want to call it that. I use air quotes.
Right.
Is time and money. And so here's an opportunity, folks. So you don't have a lot of time remaining because the crowdfunder campaign for the anthology, C stands for, it closes on Monday, the 26th. In fact, later that night around, if I'm not mistaken, it's 7 o'clock. I'll have to double check that, but somewhere around the late evening hours, there's going to be a little wrap party where everybody's going to come back and hang out and marvel at what we are going to do, which is raise $1,550, folks. No, my bad.
Sounds good.
We need to get over that hump. So
Yeah.
It's got to be 1,551. There you go. Whatever. We'd love to see it get to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, but that's us being selfish, right, Tony?
Exactly. No. Yeah.
There you go. So if you need any information, it's right down here. It's scrolling, tinyurl.com/C stands for. You can check it out. And again, please donate if you can, because everybody will greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you to everyone who has already.
Yes, absolutely. I forgot that. There's been plenty of people who have donated, and thanks to them as well. All right, Tony, let's talk a little bit about you and some of your projects. So I like to start with this question for everybody, just out of curiosity. When did you know that art was going to be a passion for you?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know if it was, when I was 3 years old and watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and drawing the turtles every day, or I don't know if it was after watching the X-Men and Spider-Man animated series, and drawing my best Wolverine or Spider-Man, or, discovering that actually comic books are a thing and they're cool, and trying to redraw the figures I saw by my favorite artists at the time. You know, I don't really know exactly, but I've always loved drawing for sure, you know, and comics as well, and they just go together.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think really just from a young age when I realized that a crayon can make lines on paper, um, that I really like doing it.
Who was your favorite turtle?
I bet when I was a kid, I think I liked Leo.
Okay.
Now well, I feel like I like Raph, or Mikey, probably
Okay.
Raph.
All right. Well, as a kid, did you have the action figures?
Oh yeah, like I can remember, like the shell opened up, right, and you could like put their weapons inside and stuff. That was pretty cool.
What were your thoughts on some of the spin-offs? Because, as that toy line grew and grew, they started getting into, like, I know they had, like, a
Oh,
sports theme where, like, Leonardo was a basketball player or something
right.
like that, you know what I mean? What was your thoughts on those?
It's a it's kind of weird, but I think it's funny, I guess. I don't know. It's cool in
Okay.
a way. Like one time, pretty recently actually, when I was at Big Fun, a cool, action figure store around here, or toy store, I guess. I think I bought a Batman, like I don't know what to know, like Arctic Explorer Batman, and I was like, that's not a thing, so I better buy it. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense.
Why would Batman be in the Arctic?
Right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I don't know. I think figures like that are kind of funny in a way, but also they don't make any sense.
Yeah. I'm a big G.I. Joe dude, and I always ranted and raved about Chuckles.
Oh yeah,
Chuckles was the undercover agent. I'm like, he's undercover. He looks like he's Magnum PI. So where is he gonna go? Where is he gonna blend in?
right.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's talk about one of your projects that I really want to get into because I'm fascinated by this, Tony.
Okay.
Let's talk about Everyone Hates Raymond.
Sure.
Okay. Why pick on little Ray Romano, man? Why?
Um, you know, I tried. I wanted to create something I could do. I just started this basically, but I wanted to create something where I could do it weekly, right? And I wanted to create something that people are hopefully are familiar with. But again, I'm old, so I don't know. Maybe some people younger than me don't know what Everybody Loves Raymond is. But I wanted to use something familiar, so some people could understand maybe the jokes or like what I'm talking about in a way. But also, since I did that, I take away like me having to figure out characters, right? Like I don't need to
Mm,
create characters now. I can just, oh, I already know these characters. I can just draw them real quick, right? So I'm trying to
hmm.
create something where I can just make something without, I guess, too much thought in a way,
Okay.
just so I can make something. That's all.
No, that makes perfect sense. The templates are already there for Ray
Yeah.
and then Brad Garrett's character and
Right.
whatnot. I've seen a handful of episodes. I'm not like pro Ray Romano or
Yeah.
anti Ray Romano. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
It
Yeah. I
wasn't
mean,
not
it's
my
not. I like watching it, but am I like a mega fan? I don't think so. I like
no.
it, but in a way, it was really just like something that I'm familiar with. Like I think a
Okay.
lot of people are, and there you go. There's the characters. You already get it. And I think there's stereotypes for those characters, or at least in the episodes, there are jokes about them.
Hmm.
So, like, for example, I draw Ray with a huge nose, right? Because they make fun of his nose, and Brad Garrett's tall, so I make him really tall, right? You know what I mean? And there's
Yeah.
just easy jokes there that you can find, I think. So it's just really, in a way, something that I can just practice with and have fun with.
Okay. Well, two follow-ups to this line of questioning. First of all, may I throw out an idea for Everyone
Sure.
Hates Raymond?
Yeah.
I would love to be some type of mix because as a kid growing up watching Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon, Brad Garrett was the voice of Hulk Hogan. So
Oh, gotcha.
if you can work that into something, there you go.
I could do
There you
that.
go.
I've been thinking about, having some guest stars.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. I got to say the other thing too is I don't want to sound like I'm, like I'm an elitist, but I will say this: Ray Romano's drama that I think TBS aired it, or maybe it was TNT, called Men of a Certain Age, was really, really good.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it, but I know what you're talking about. I remember, like the commercials or whatever. Um, yeah. I mean, he looked like he knew what he was doing for sure.
Yeah.
It's surprising sometimes, comedic actors, and they, um, have some dramatic chops.
Yeah, I was very much because I was hooked because Andre Braugher was in it. I love Andre
Oh, right.
Braugher.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm watching this. And I was blown away by Ray Romano because you're right. He still is a little bit of the comedy, mixed into it, but his character was a gambling addict. So it was like, oh wow, okay, he does have that range to it.
Right.
So don't send me hate mail about, oh, you don't like Ray Romano. Just leave it. All right.
Right.
So also going through and checking out some of your stuff. I saw that you have a lot of X-Men, a lot of Wolverine right now. So what were your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Uh, I did like it. I I thought that honestly, like Wolverine, the character in the movie, like I think they needed to work on it a little more. I don't know. I just feel like he was just grumpy for 90% of it. But that's my favorite character ever, Wolverine.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know. I think just kid me when I saw him on that cartoon, I was just like, wow, that guy's cool.
Okay.
But then when
Okay.
you get beyond just he looks cool with claws,
Hmm.
and then you start to read the backstory and this, like he's essentially an immortal, right? That just experiences loss after loss after loss. Falls in love, then that person is inevitably killed or died or whatever, and just over and over. And it's like this guy has lived a tragic life,
Hmm.
and he just keeps going.
I think my only gripe about the movie, I think everybody points out, well, the plot was really thin. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're not there for the plot, folks. Let's just be honest, okay? You're
that's
not
true.
there for the plot. Um, I was a little bit taken aback by Channing Tatum.
Yeah,
I feel like his gambit was too big. Like
yeah,
he looked like to
yeah.
to use another effort. He looked like Hulk Hogan. Like he was that
He
big
was
and jacked.
blocky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
And I
right.
was like, yeah. I was like,
You're
because I
right.
always pictured,
Be
as
more
a
agile.
more agile,
Yeah,
more quick, much
you're
more
right.
dexterity, et cetera, et cetera.
You are
Yeah.
right.
So, but overall, I liked it as well.
I
So,
enjoyed it. Yeah.
well, in October, you participated in Inktober, and I'm just going to go out on a limb. Do you like Halloween?
Well, I don't know a little bit. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, I may be already like, wait until September so we can put up our Halloween decorations, and checking the weather throughout September, waiting for actual fall weather like we just had a few days ago, and it's not coming.
No, no, we're going back to summertime.
It's 80s, and yeah, throughout September, I think every day in the 80s. So
Yeah. Well, let me ask, why do you enjoy Halloween? And it seems like you enjoy a lot of horror
yeah,
movies and whatnot. So, what is it about that genre that just draws you in?
I think it just creates a nostalgia from when I
Hmm.
was a kid. Like when we were kids and we could trick or treat. I think that was like something we would look forward to, right? And it seemed like a
Hmm.
really just a cool night. Um, and then when you kind of grow out of that, you can't do it anymore, and it doesn't feel as magical. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then when we get older, and then we can kind of remember that and look back, and then I don't know. I think that's just what it is. I just remember these moments when I was trick or treating as a kid, and it just was I was special for some reason. I don't know if it was seemed creepy to me uh, or whatnot, but yeah, I think that's what it is.
Do you remember a favorite Halloween costume?
Well, I was definitely a turtle.
Yes,
um,
absolutely.
I don't remember which one though. I
Oh
think Leo.
man.
I think Leo. Um, One time I was oh, I can't even remember. Oh, I was Dracula. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Um, yeah, my mom was like big on. We had to like make our own costumes, so I
Mm,
had to be creative.
yeah, you know what? Same here. That's why I did one year. I wanted to be a character from the show Mask,
Yeah.
like the Mobile Armored Strike Command, those vehicles and that. So I made my own helmet, which was, as I look back on, I'm like, what were you thinking, man? That looks like garbage. What are you doing? I know 8-year-old me was not very skilled at, making props, I guess. So
Yeah.
right then was going to be that maybe was the evening where fate says, John, cosplay is not your thing. Tony, I know you probably talked a little bit about what inspires you. You mentioned that with your project, and we're going to go back and talk about the project for the C3 anthology. But who are some of your favorite creators, artists, authors, et cetera, who inspire you?
So I really like Jeff Lemire,
Oh, okay.
and Matt Kent as well. And I mean, I think all the people that inspire me have a certain kind of style, like maybe more, I don't like this word, but I'm going to say it, cartoony style. Like more emphasis on line work and things like that. And they use watercolor usually. And also they're good writers. So yeah, Matt Kent and Jeff Lemire are both huge for me. Also like Morgan Beam is a great artist. I'm forgetting some already. That's terrible of me. Oh, Nate Powell. I mean, you can meet Nate Powell at CXC every year. He's the nicest guy in the world, and he's awesome. Yeah, just people like that, though. Like great writers, great artists. That's what I wish I was.
Well, you know what? Can I go back to one of the names, Morgan Beam? I'm not
Yeah,
sure that I'm familiar with that individual.
yeah. She is. She's just. She hasn't written anything yet, but she has a really unique style. She's drawn some great books. I would just check her out on Instagram if you're able to. I mean, her art is instantly recognizable, which I think is a great trait to have as an
Oh yeah,
artist, right?
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, she's pretty awesome, and she's really nice as well. You know, the scanner I have right beside me here that I use to scan my art into my computer is the one that she recommended to me. So,
Oh,
in case she's watching this, thank you.
there you go. All right, let's go back here and talk a little bit more about C3. So Tony, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat for a moment.
Okay.
Why should someone pick up a copy of this anthology C stands for?
Well, you know, you can get a little sampling of local artists and stories, um, which, you know, if you're at Columbus Cross, oh, I always mix up the name.
I do
Columbus
too.
Cross, I'm going to say CXC.
There you
If
go.
you're at CXC, you know, that's the reason you're there is to sample local indie artists, I think. So there you go. There's a little sampling platter right there for you. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, makes perfect sense. Absolutely. So why is Ohio a great place for creators?
Um, Ohio, it is historically a huge like comics state, right? Like
Yeah.
creation of Superman. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of high profile creators are from Ohio, and more so Central Ohio, right? Like we have CXC, that's huge. Also, Space Convention, you can give a little shout out to Space, right? That's, I think, going on, I don't even know, for 30 years. I have no idea.
Oh, it's been going on
Longer than
at
that,
least,
maybe.
yeah, I think longer than that. But there, real quick, for those that are
There you
interested,
go.
right there, Space, their Facebook page. It's come and gone for this year, but
Yep.
I know Bob Corby is going to be working on making it bigger, better, and more awesome this next year coming up in 2025. But
Yeah.
have you tabled at Space quite frequently?
I've never tabled before, so
Okay.
that's something I got to figure out.
Oh, so
uh,
you've never tabled anywhere? Is that what you're
no,
saying? Oh,
no. So that's why I'm very thankful for C3 in Sydney. You know, C stands for, right? Like that's what this anthology is called. I was thinking about it, and to me, it's like C stands for chance. Like, you know, just
mm,
thanks for the chance. I think
okay.
that's all something, you know, people like me are looking for is just a little chance, and let's see what happens.
Okay. Do you have any conventions or shows circled on your calendar? Going into the fall months here.
You mean as far as just what I want to go to?
Well, yeah, or maybe a goal to table there.
Not, I mean, I don't think I'd be. See, the problem is I need like some stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
For a
You got
table,
to,
you know,
yeah,
and I
you got
need
to
that
build up
time.
that reserve.
Yeah, exactly. So not this year. I don't know. Maybe space next year. Who knows? Maybe by then I could be ready. I'm not sure, but I'm slowly trying.
Okay.
Um, which is something I couldn't say before in my younger life. I didn't try.
Okay.
So if I gave any advice to anybody, just try and see what happens, right?
Hey, that is solid advice that many people have given to future creators here on this show, or on my show, I should say, the PVD cast. But yeah, I mean, just try. Otherwise, you're going to be that old guy or that old lady at the retirement home,
Right.
like Grandpa Simpson, counting the regrets.
Right. And shaking your fist angrily at something.
The sky
Right. The
sometimes.
sky, exactly. Yep.
All right, got two more questions for you, but before we get to them, Tony, I'm going to run it down one more time. All right, what's on tap for the next couple of days, which is you need to, if you haven't done so, you need to donate to the project. Again, it is C stands for Anthology. We are sitting at that $950 mark. Everybody that has contributed is going to get $10 for their page rate. We want to get up to that 1,550 level where everybody will get $15. In fact, I mean, if we do that, then we're so close to getting to the $20 page rate, which is anything above 1,550. Again, all the funds go back to the local artists for tabling fees, for workshops, for supplies, for you name it. They probably need it. And when I say they, I mean the whole collective of these fine folks who have spent their time chatting with me about this project. Again, you need to know where to go. It's right down here, tinyurl.com/C stands for, and donate, folks, because Monday's when things close down, Monday evening. So don't wait. Jump on over. I mean, watch this. Keep finishing this, okay? Don't leave here, okay? We need the clicks and the algorithm and whatnot. So, but as soon as we're done here, go over and donate, if you will, please. Everybody will appreciate it. And Tony, did I miss anything on that?
I don't think so. That was pretty good.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, last two questions, Tony. First of all, do you have any future projects that you'd like to talk about that maybe I overlooked?
There's nothing concrete. I shouldn't really say. It's more like just things in my head rattling
Okay.
around, so I shouldn't say no.
Okay. All right. Well, then, where can folks find you on the internet? So if they want to find out what you're working on, or want to check out your art, or contact you, or whatever, where can folks find you on the internet?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. It's my name, Tony Ferrando, and now NOW. Yep, on Instagram there. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Cool. Well, Tony, thanks, man, for sitting down and chatting with me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. This is pretty cool. Thank you for doing this for everybody.
Oh, you're welcome. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say I will chat at each and every one of you later. Goodbye, folks.